Let's focus on La Liga now. Just literally through the door after returning from San Sebastian after watching Real Madrid's opening game, which of course finished 0-0 against Real Sociedad. Sid Lowe is here. Sid, what a waste of time that trip was.
I'm so glad you said that as I just walked through the door after a 5-hour drive. I feel fully fulfilled having gone to see this 0-0 draw, yeah.
Sid, what's the reaction been like in Madrid to this, what was just a non-event almost?
Yeah, I think there's a sense that Real Madrid plays reasonably well, but the worrying thing, I think from a point of view of the reaction here, is that there's a sense that this has been seen before, that Madrid's failure to score goals, their inability to deliver the knockout blow even when they're more or less in control in games is concerning. Bear in mind, of course, that last season the second top scorer in the Real Madrid team was Sergio Ramos. Now, it is true that last year they got away with the fact that really and truly only Karim Benzema scored very significant amounts of goals because 22 squad players scored last year. So somewhere along the line, at some point or other, it always felt like someone would get a goal. But there was still that sense there was a lot of games when he didn't kill games off. And last night was one of those. And of course, you also had the situation last night where Jovic was on the bench, didn't come on. Borja Mayoral didn't come on. Mariano didn't come on. The three strikers didn't come on. Zidane said, look, I didn't want to change the formation because, of course, he had Karim Benzema on the pitch, and so he went for two very, very young wingers instead. He an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, of course, Arribas and Marvin were put on the pitch, and they didn't find a way through. And so I think there's a little bit of a doubt about whether Madrid had strength in depth in striking positions. That said, in their defence, I guess there was no Marco Asensio available and there was no Eden Hazard available as well, and those two would probably make a big difference when they come back. But of course, those who are very opportunistic, Dan, which definitely isn't me and definitely isn't you, have pointed out that a certain Gareth Bale and James Rodriguez might have helped.
Yes. Where are they these days? What are they up to in their lives? Obviously, then, there's the immediate reaction. Real Madrid need a striker. Who's around? Oh, look, Cavani's looking for a club. Is there anything to this?
I mean, look, I would be absolutely amazed. Look, I've learned over the years that in the transfer window, you never rule anything out. But Real Madrid have been very, very clear from the start of the transfer window. They've been clear to anyone who will listen, and they've been clear to Zidane. There aren't going to be signings. That this is a window based on consolidation and protecting them. They are not signing anyone. So I find it very difficult to believe, as I say, hold my hands up and say, I don't know if we're going to get a huge shock, but I find it very difficult to believe that they would spend significant money, because Cavani would cost a lot of money, on a very old striker who can only play for maybe a year or two at the very most, when there's absolutely no doubt that Karim Benzema is first choice striker. So even if Cavani was to come, he's not going to be starting for Real Madrid.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.